Oh, come on. What in the world? Okay, so we are going to talk about a sphere today, and a sphere is just like a ball, right? So we need to talk about the different parts of a sphere, and a lot of them are very similar to a circle. Look at that line, the dotted line, straight up and down. If it goes from one end of the circle through the center to the other, what is that called? Starts with a D. Diameter. All right, so we have also, spheres also have a diameter, so that's what we're going to fill in this first blank. Is the segment that goes from one edge of the circle to the other through the center is called the diameter. And then what is that dot there in the middle called? I just said it. Okay, the dot in the middle. I said it when I was defining the diameter.
What is it?
I'm asking, what is it? The dot in the middle. Starts with a C. Center, yes. Okay, so that dot there in the middle is the center. So that is going to be in the center of the sphere as well. And then look at the little dotted line that goes from the center and it goes just to the edge. What is that part called? It doesn't go all the way through, it's just halfway. That is the radius. All right, it gives you the definition of a sphere here. A sphere is a solid, which each point is equidistant from the center. Okay, that's your definition. Okay, imagine it's just a ball. That's what a sphere is, like the Earth. And then do you see that dotted line that's kind of curved around? That's what we call the great circle. Okay, the great circle is what's going to be filled into that. So think about the Earth. What would the great circle be? It goes around the middle of the Earth. What is that called? The equator. Okay, so the equator is the great circle of the Earth. And it cuts a sphere into two hemispheres. Right, a hemisphere is just half of a sphere. Does everybody get it? So the diameter and the radius and the center are all the same as they would be in a circle. But then you have the great circle on a sphere, which is the distance around like the equator would be. And then that also cuts the sphere into two hemispheres. So we're going to talk about finding the surface area of a sphere and then the volume of a sphere. And your formulas are right here on your paper for you. It says that the surface area of a sphere is 4 times pi times radius squared. Okay, r is your radius. So as long as you know what the radius is, it's just a matter of plugging the numbers in and working them out. And then the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times your radius cubed, or radius to the third power. So most of this work is going to be done in the calculator. Very good. All right, so again, I have to know the radius, which goes from the center to the edge, not the diameter. The diameter's twice the radius. So we're going to find the surface area and the volume for each sphere. So in question number 1, am I given the radius or the diameter? The radius. Okay, so we're going to start with the surface area. And that is going to be 4, times pi times my radius, which is 7, squared. Once you plug in the value of your radius, you go straight to your calculator. What I want you to do in your calculator is do 7 squared first. And then once you have 7 squared, I want you to multiply that by 4. And then whatever that number is, we're going to stick pi on it, and that would be my surface area. So we're going to do 7 squared, and then times 4, what does that give me? 196, and then we're just going to stick the pi symbol on it. Everybody okay with that? All right, then the volume. That formula is 4/3 pi r to the third power. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, 4/3 times pi times our radius cubed. So here's how you raise something to the third power in your calculator. Is everybody ready? Maybe you have your calculator handy. So you're going to press 7 first. And then you're looking for that caret key. Looks like upside down V. Everybody find that on the calculator? And then hit 3. And then hit equals. Okay, so 7 raised to the third power equals. And then what I want you to do is we have that fraction. So what I want you to do is multiply that by 4.
Wait, the number we just got?
Uh-huh. So 7 to the third power times 4. And then because it's that fraction there, we're going to then hit divided by 3.
I got 457.33333.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to round that. So we're going to say 457.33. And then what do I have to put behind it? Anything that has a circle in it has what symbol? Pi.
Pi.
Does everybody understand how we did that in the calculator? Okay, I've got all my buttons that I pressed right here. Well, I guess technically we should hit equals here and then here. So again, we took 7, raised it to the third power, we hit equals, then we multiply by 4 and hit equals, and then we divide by 3 and hit equals, and that's where we got that decimal from.
And we can make sure we put a pi there.
Yes. If you don't put pi, you're going to lose points.
0.5 points, you think?
It depends on how many questions. So far, so good? Okay, let me ask you a question. In number 2, do they give us the radius or the diameter? The diameter. So what we need to do first is find the radius. So I need to figure out what my radius is. How do I find the radius? Divide that diameter by 2. So in your calculators, do 32 divided by 2. I'm sorry, 33 divided by 2. 16.5. And now let's do the surface area. I'm going to let you do it though. Plugging it in is 4 times pi times your radius squared. So what you need to do is square 16.5 first. It's not. You plug numbers in a calculator. Square your radius, 16.5. Then multiply that by 4. And that's your answer if you put a pi behind it. So in the calculator, 16.5 squared. Then times 4. Put that answer with a pi behind it. You're not listening to me. I told you to take 16.5 and square that first. Now times 4. Put that number with pi behind it. That's your answer.
Oh, that's it?
Yes.
Why didn't you say that?
All right, we're going to square 16.5. Then we're going to multiply that by 4. What number did we get for that? 1,089, and then we put pi behind it. That's our surface area. Okay, then for volume, it is our fraction, 4/3 times pi, but this time it's the radius to the third power. Okay, so we're doing this Same thing basically, except for this time we're going to take 16.5, raise it to the third power, hit equals, times 4 equals, divided by 3 equals. 16.5, raise it to the third power. Those are all the buttons you need to push in the calculator. 16.5, raise it to the third power. Multiply by 4, divide by 3.
All you gotta do,
Yes.
you can keep that on the board for the test.
No. And then whatever number we get, what do we put behind it? Pi. So what'd you get? 5,989.5? Okay, I want you to try number 3. If I don't take it, everybody do number 3. Pick out your radius. Plug it in to your surface area. Make sure you stick pi behind it. Do number 3.
It's already set up for you.
Paying attention?
Bridges? Private bridges?
Especially if you plug everything else in correctly. Remember, anything that has a circle in it has to have pi in your answer, so don't forget to put pi behind your numbers.
I did 2.8. Oh, okay. 2.8. I just do the same thing but backwards.
No, look at the volume form. I mean, look at the surface area formula at the top.
It's not killing.
What is R? So it'd be 2 times pi times 4.
So in this situation, I'm supposed to.
4 is R. Finish this one first. What's your answer going to be? 8 what? That's for a second. All right, what is my radius in number 3? All right, so let's start with the surface area. That is 4 times pi times that radius squared. So I'm going to square 2.8, and then I'm going to multiply that by 4, and then I'm going to stick pi behind it, so 31.36 pi. That's what I saw in people's paper who were doing the work. And then for volume,
That is not what I got. Really? How you got that?
that's for the surface area. What you found was the volume.
Oh.
Yeah. I'd say about 2.7, yeah, somewhere around there. But on the test, I'll tell you how to round. Okay, so 29.27 if I rounded. with pi on it for my volume? Derek, that's enough. Is everybody okay with that?
Mhm.
All right. And then number 4, what did I give you? The radius or the diameter?
Diameter.
The diameter. So let's find the radius first. The radius is how much of that?
Go ahead.
It's half. Okay, so now finish it. Find your surface area. Find your volume.
Ooh, what if I said I don't know how to do that?
It's exactly the same thing as what you just did. We're using the same 2 formulas over and over again. And don't forget to put pi behind your numbers.
Make sure you put down something paperwork.
I got the answer for this, but I think I got the volume.
Okay, then find the surface area. 4 pi r squared. For surface area, again, the formula is 4 times pi times my radius, which we said was 12, squared. When I plug that into the calculator, 500, that's enough.
That's not even me, bro.
Okay, this could be our last example and we could be finished for the day, or if we want to continue to play, I can make up more stuff.
No, no.
Are we good? All right, and then volume.
Wait, Ms. Bridget, how'd you get this?
I took 12 and I squared it. I'm using this formula right here. 4 times pi times radius squared. So you square the radius, multiply by, that's for the surface area. The one you keep doing is for the volume.
Okay.
We're finding both.
Okay.
So I took 4 times 12 squared. 12 squared is 144. 144 times 4 gives me 576. That's how I got that.
Okay, and then you just put the, oh, that's easier than the volume.
2304. And that's the volume. 12 to the third times 4 divided by 3. Do I have any questions?